Si está por ahí, me dijo que todos. Venga, vamos, dale. Vamos, que ¡vamos! Dale. ¡Vamos!
And there comes maybe the first opportunity for Martin's a right-footed strike, and it goes over. The ball flying over the top. The first shot across the bows and a statement of intent. from Football Club Barcelona. That one looks like it got a touch of an opposition player. Maybe the first opportunity for Barca to right-footed strike, and it goes over the game. Here it comes from the near side. Goalkeeper's a little nervous there. Musso just holding on to his line. Here comes the follow-up. And a collection from Musso, who's in today in place of Jano Black. He's the cup goalkeeper for Atletico Madrid. This is Hansi Flick's second season in charge at Football Club Barcelona. A very successful first campaign for him. His side have something of an advantage in the La Liga table at the moment, still alive in the Champions League. But it's a difficult task ahead for them in the Copa del Rey. Here's another look at that initial strike. Fermin Lopez trying for goal. It actually didn't seem to take a touch off anybody, but the corner was still given to Barca. Nothing became of it. Roll back to Musso. Well, Barca, they have to attack in this game. They cannot be cautious. Just maybe an early goal would give a fright to Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone was hearing none of the questions about a possible Barca comeback or a possible collapse from Atletico Madrid. He refuted any speculation that if any side could snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, it was his Atleti side. He was very combative about that suggestion. Played across by Pedri. Well, the first leg did expose some of Barca's vulnerabilities. They struggled to match Atletico Madrid's intensity. They lost some key duels, and the second balls were almost invariably for Los Colchoneros. We'll see if Barca can impose their usual rhythm on this game, if they've learnt the lessons from a couple of weeks ago. Here's Koundé, just let that get away from him. He manages to get around the Atletico Madrid player, Lookman. Lookman 1 month into his Atletico Madrid career, and he has been going great guns so far. He's had a massive contribution thus far, and there's a good contribution down that left channel for Barcelona. The ball goes out of Marc Pubi. Well, the goal that Barca is shooting towards in this first half is one of the unoccupied sections at this remodelled Camp Nou. Have been an extra 5,000 fans permitted for this game. Great atmosphere on the surrounding area of the stadium, up to a couple of hours ahead of the game. Now this rolled over to the right-hand side. We might see a cross in here from Koundé. Instead it's played into the centre where there is plenty of traffic. Pedri doubles back on himself. Running the midfield today, Frankie de Jong is out with a thigh injury. Now Pedri again, so confident on the ball. Steps away there, but finally the ball is brought across to the right-hand side. Barca keeping hold of it thus far. It's on the right-hand side, maybe ready for a cross in. There's the first delivery. It's a very heavy cross past everybody who was waiting inside the penalty area. There is Diego Simeone. Barca were hit by injuries for the first game. They were without Rashford, Rafinha and Pedri, and here comes maybe an opportunity. It's taken away here by Griezmann, always puts in a shift at the back, Antoine Griezmann. Renowned for his attacking prowess, but also that work rate when it comes to getting back and defending. He was there to help out when Musso's ball was nearly intercepted. Well, it's certainly an intense start from Barca. We're just past 5 minutes deep. Atletico Madrid have barely been out of their own half. Hit on by Kunte. A tussle for the ball. There was a look up there from Rafinha. He felt that that could maybe have been a free kick on the edge of the area. Lookman's going to bring this clear. Well, the Nigerian has his pass intercepted. Barca keep hold of the ball. In terms of that defence, Cancelo playing on the left-hand side. Koundé gets the nod on the right in terms of centre-back positions. Gerard Martin has been a revelation there this season. He partners another youngster, Pau Kubarsi. Pedri. Outside here to the left-hand side is Cancelo. Back at Barca on a loan deal. Went to at ease in Saudi Arabia, and he wanted back, and it came at a time when Barca had needed some cover in that left-back position. A half-hearted appeal for a penalty, mostly from the fans there. Griezmann once again will send that upfield. Barca establishing their strategy early. They're going for this one. But Atletico Madrid have been up against sides who've attacked them. They've been organised and they've been able to break. Something Barca have to be aware of. Collected by Pau Kubarsi. Both coaches on the edge of their technical area. Diego Simeone's actually got one foot on the pitch. This is chipped in. Nervy moments for Simeone. He knows what an early Barca goal would mean in terms of sowing some seeds of doubt in his Atletico Madrid side. It's back with Kubarsi. Now Joan Garcia. Kunte. Garcia, the new goalkeeper brought in this season at Barca from their crosstown rivals Espanyol. Here comes an opportunity for Rafinha to stretch his legs down the left, tries for that early ball. It comes loose, cleared away from the penalty area. And Griezmann, most of his contributions so far have been sitting deep and trying to send a ball upfield to a teammate. Lookman. Played back by Koke, the veteran player of this Atletico Madrid side. Nice turn from Giuliano Simeone. Wanted that 1-2, which Griezmann was trying to play. And Griezmann pushes up, trying to apply some pressure on his fellow countryman. Griezmann chosen in the starting lineup today, along with Alvarez, both players. Great work rate. And here's a problem for Jules Koundé, who has gone down. And potentially a substitution will have to be made by Barcelona. Hansi Flick looks over at the bench. And he's spoken to Balde, maybe with a view to getting him prepared to come on. So he will warm up, and just in case Koundé is unable to keep going. Koundé, he takes off his shin guard. Might mean a switch over to the right-hand side for João Cancelo. Has played in that position for several teams. Valencia or Manchester City. So the game comes to an early conclusion for Jules Koundé after just 11 minutes. He is withdrawn. Well, it's a crash course in a warm-up for the sub. Balde is being prepared. Here's another look at the penalty appeal that wasn't really. Lamine Yamal wasn't making too many complaints there. So Koundé goes off. Not the start to the game that was wanted from Hansi Flick. And he takes a seat back down rather than heading down the tunnel to be assessed. And Balde will come on in his place. We'll just see where Balde is fielded. He can play on the right-hand side, but it looks as if the advice given to him is to play on the left. Cancelo will switch over to the right. And there we see Eric Garcia unavailable for this game after his red card in the first leg. Watches on from the stands. He would have been an option to come on had he not been suspended. This one brought across. Rafinha once again trying a low delivery. Ball's been returned to him. Right footed shot from him. Goes into the side netting. Well, Barca with their first half chance of the contest. Musa was significantly convinced to make the dive to his right. Barca employing that high press. They maybe sensed a weakness when it comes to playing the ball out from the back from Musa. There's not too many options for the Argentinian goalkeeper to send one forward, with Atletico Madrid having to defend so much. Now outside to the left, where Balde gets his first touch. He is playing at left back. Cancelo's gone over to the right. A blustery wind blowing through the Camp Nou. This one doesn't pick up any momentum from the wind. It was a low strike off a cut inside. Another one long from Musa under pressure from both Lamine Yamal and Rafinha. Well, we haven't seen much down the flank from Atletico Madrid, but they have some pace there as well, Ruggeri, and in particular the tireless Marcos Llorente. Here comes a chase after the ball. It's taken away on the outskirts of the area. You can see how far forward Joan Garcia has gone out of the Barca area. There have been a couple of occasions in which players have tried to lob him when that has occurred. Now Balde. Shot ball by Kubarasi. Atleti keeping very organised to keep tabs on the likes of Ferran Torres and Rafinha in the box. Fermin Lopez has stepped into the area as well. Couldn't quite get that 1-2 going. It was a heavy pass which did take a touch off an Atletico Madrid player. That means we are going to have another corner kick from the right-hand side. Giuliano Simeone will try and keep tabs on the towering presence that is Kubarasi. An interesting delivery there, and the ball goes wide. About half the stadium Thought that had gone in. It was Ferran Torres who connected on the bounce. Trying to nudge that on its way. And it's wide of the mark from Torres. Just stepped in front of Cardoso. You can see that high Barca press again. And there a long ball through. Juan Garcia will get a rare touch. Just past quarter of an hour in, it's still goalless between Barca and Atletico Madrid. 4-0 on aggregate, though, in Los Colchoneros' favour. Balde. Line of 5 upfield from Football Club Barcelona, now 6. All just waiting to run beyond that fairly static Atletico Madrid defence. There was a call for that there that was ignored, but now it does come to Gerard Martin. Out on the left with Alejandro Balde. Spread out to the right-hand side. You can see some Atletico Madrid players getting touch tight. Able to block an attempt to go for the ball by Fermín López. And here comes a charge maybe from Atletico Madrid. Offside flag has stayed down against Antoine Griezmann. Sent to Giuliano Simeone. A little bit for the momentum of the move. Goes away as Barca get players back. The first little spell of possession for the visiting side. Here's Lookman, takes his time. Plays to Koke. Koke, diagonal ball from him. Can he find Giuliano Simeone? Simeone wanted the touch, and maybe it was a mistake from the Argentine. Rather than hitting that full first time. Wanted the control there. It rolls down his shin, and it's shepherded out of play. A first incursion from open play into the opposition penalty area. Here's Gerard Martin. Balde. Martin plays to his teammate Kubarsi. And those two settle in the centre again to exchange pass and have a look. Rafinha's waiting to go. Just comes a little bit closer to Llorente to tuck into that left channel. Giuliano Simeone gets behind him. Rafinha has told Balde to stay put. There might be some space for Balde if the ball is kicked out to him. Pedri. In the opening 10 minutes, it was Pedri who had a large share of the ball in the central channel. Barca has switched up the strategy in the 10 minutes since then. Atleti take their time over the throw. Well, it wasn't excessively so. Now Rafinha jinks back and forth. He plays out to Balde. Balde drags that with him. Simeone's kept a tight leash on him. Giuliano Simeone has put any claims of nepotism to bed. He is, of course, the coach's son. As this finds its way in, Simeone is knocking on the door of the Argentinian national team. He is very much in this Atleti side on merit, one of the first names on the team sheet. So many stories of new signings at Atleti who were wondering why Diego Simeone was giving such a hard time to one of the young players, only to find out it was one of his footballing sons. A couple of loan spells at Zaragoza and Alaves have helped Simeone learn his craft. This ball still in the box. The double back there, a couple of step-overs from Lamine Yamal, and a first opportunity from close range for Barcelona, and it's turned outside. And this was the run, took a deflection. Once again, it's Ferran Torres. And this time he drives it into the ground and wide of the mark. Long through the middle. Wasn't the greatest of deliveries from Musso. It's just a brief respite for Atletico Madrid. They had to work for their most recent victory, a 1-0 win over Oviedo on the road at the Carlos Tartiere. Before that, a 4-1 win at home at the Metropolitano against Club Brugge in the Champions League. Have been fairly high scoring since that first meeting in this semi-final. Were taken apart by Rayo Vallecano. They're 3-0 defeat for them at Vallecas. 3-3 draw in the playoff with Club Brugge. 1-4-2 against Espanyol. And it's been on their travels where they've been made to suffer a little. We are halfway through the first half here. They've been unable to get so much as a half chance. Here's Lookman. Might change that, but he'll have to go at two defenders, one of which slides in on him. It was Pau Cubarsí. Balde. Left-footed shot here. Musso pushes it away, and Rafinha was not quite positioned well enough for the follow-up. He'd stayed back. Cubarsí. Well, they seem fairly content, Atletico Madrid, just to let Cubarsí and Gerard Martin have the ball. It's when it comes to one of the midfield players, they apply the squeeze. This has been cut back. Where's Griezmann going? Well, takes a set of touches there that showed his confidence on the ball. Musso was perhaps a little more panicked. Well, Barca could scarcely have opened up more. They play that one in to be caught by Musso. The goalkeeper will have it at his feet again. Julian Alvarez was showing for that. He was given a push in the back, though. And a misplaced touch. Under pressure. Gives the ball back to Barcelona. It was Cardoso, second time he's turned over possession in the last few minutes. Up to the right-hand side. Lamine Yamal gets involved, plays the pass to Marc Bernal. It's been described as the moment for Bernal to shine with Frankie de Jong's injury. Comes into the area. Well, Bernal was quite the goal scorer at youth level for Barca. He suffered that big injury last season and left him out for almost the entirety of the campaign, just when he was pushing through, knocking on the door of the first team. This is Rafinha. Giuliano Simeone lets that get too far away from him. It's Cubarsí who goes over to cover and toe pokes that into touch. thrown on the way for Atletico Madrid. We have another look at this incident. Llorente, change of flanks from him. It's Lookman. Dances past Lamine Yamal. Lookman still going. Now space on the overlap. It's brought back towards Griezmann. Griezmann shoots. Joan Garcia saves. A first attempt from Atletico Madrid coming up to the half hour. Just one to keep Barca honest. Played across and Griezmann's going to chase after it. Just covers for Giuliano Simeone there. Simeone back in position. Balde on the ball. It is Balde into the box. Easy claim for Musso. Musso takes his time here as we have another look at the incident. The chance for Griezmann. First touch, then a turn. Puts it around Balde, but Joan Garcia well positioned to make the save. Lookman was pulled back there. Has been an absolutely superb month and a bit for him since joining Atletico Madrid in the winter transfer window. Some great stats for the Nigerian. Diego Simeone has asked for him to have a defensive contribution. This one is low. Musso saves. Gets down to push it away. Another shot that was too hot to handle for the goalkeeper. It's going to be another corner for Barcelona. Ferran Torres once again. And that's what's asked of him in the centre-forward role. Keep peppering the opposition goal with shots. It's taken outside. It's a nice run from Lamine Yamal. Brings it over. There's the first goal of the game. And it's siphoned home from the closest of ranges. Well, perhaps it is game on. Barcelona take the lead. It's side-footed in by Marc Bernal. 1-0 on the night, 4-1 still on aggregate to Atletico Madrid. But any potential comeback for Barca starts there. Lamine Yamal's first real opportunity to get involved on the left-hand side. Brings that across and he was unmarked. Opposition defenders had not reckoned with Bernal. They stepped off him. And the decibel levels raise yet further at the Camp Nou. Lamine Yamal with a big contribution in that first goal. And that's perhaps what Diego Simeone feared, but it's exactly what Barca have been looking for. Get that goal. Maybe come a little later than they wanted. No foul given there as Llorente himself is taken down. And Rafinha pleads with the referee for a bit of understanding. Well, the infraction goes against Atletico Madrid, and Diego Simeone on the near side has just made the call for calm for his players. Giuliano Simeone brought down, but legally so, according to the referee. This is played back. Atleti now pressing and forcing the error. It was Gerard Martin who didn't feel comfortable. Now, much has changed at the Camp Nou, but there's still a long run-off area if any of these players want to send in a long throw, and it goes fairly short in the end. Llorente will have another look. He's got Griezmann with him on the near side. Still taken on here by Simeone. Griezmann into the centre. There's a little bit too much time taken over that ball by Johnny Cardoso. And here comes a run from Rafinha. A great slide to dispossess him. Well, it was absolutely vital that that was perfectly timed by Maret. He gets level with Rafinha. Had just a slight advantage in which to track his step. And he judges that perfectly because Rafinha was ready to set off. Ball deflected through. He's cleared away over on the far side. Well, it's vital that Atletico Madrid respond and don't let Barca feel too comfortable. Want to crush that belief. But it's all Barca at the moment after that Griezmann shot at the other end. He's scooped in. Still not completely cleared by Atleti. Knocked on after Griezmann's initial touch. Lookman will get back goal side as Lamine Yamal tries to take him on. Leaves it for Cancelo with the back heel. That one in from Cancelo, and it goes wide. Rafinha this time around, the Barca captain. And it starts once again with Lamine Yamal's back heel. Makes some space. Rafinha climbs over the top of Giuliano Simeone. Well, whether it was a foul or not, Rafinha's connection puts the ball wide of the left post. Collection here by Lookman. Lookman tries to get away. Ball played through is intercepted. Lookman, he was trying to tee up Griezmann, who was way offside. Garcia goes to Gerard Martin. We are just past the half hour here. Barcelona lead the way, but still trail significantly in the tie. Will those 4 goals from the first leg be enough for Atletico Madrid? Rafinha had nowhere to go there. 3 players had crowded him. That's flicked over by Koke. Can Griezmann tap it past the defender? He can, and he gets the better of Kubalsi as well. Brings it across. Here's Lookman arriving in the second line. Keeps up the momentum, but eventually it's Kubalsi himself who gets the touch off that ricochet. Griezmann was trying to get something going. A one out on the far side. Gerard Martin. Barca deliver the ball back to Atletico Madrid. Atleti, every chance they have to just run down a few seconds, they are taking. Any chance Barca have to quicken up the pace, they are using. Pedri tries one into the box. There's another one that flashes out for a corner kick. Even the ball boys, it seems, have been given the instruction to deliver the ball back quickly. Keep the momentum up. Try and keep Atletico Madrid on the back foot. Some jostling inside the box. Here comes the corner in. Musso catches in installments. Llorente. Turned back and forth by Pedri. And nobody has managed to take the ball off him so far this evening. Cancelo now. Lamine Yamal. Another one scooped over. It's a decent delivery from him. Taken back out by Balde and Gerard Martin. Two players who played alongside one another at youth level for Barca. There is a fairly sharp breeze just gusting through the Camp Nou. And breezing into the boxes, Lamine Yamal tries to bring that back. It pinballs around before being taken away by Atletico Madrid. Bit of a trip there that the referee saw. Still to show the first yellow card of the game. Our match day official. It's Lookman, the player, down. Well, Lookman, coming into this game, he participated in a goal every 62 minutes. Simeone has said, in theory, Lookman provides more goals than a set-up play. Does request a little bit of defensive contribution from Lookman, though. Well, it wouldn't be Diego Simeone if he didn't. Here's Alvarez trying to chase down the opposition defenders. It's back with Juan Garcia. You can see that singing section in the top right of your screens. Extra stands have been opened up at the Camp Nou today. They'll make a move back towards full capacity here at a stadium that is still being renovated. There we see the trip up. Did get the benefit of the doubt, the free kick given their way. 5 minutes to go before half-time. Play beyond Llorente as he leaves that for Musso. Again, as we said, every opportunity to run down. A few extra seconds being used by the Atletico Madrid back line. Atleti trying to take this forward. Referee doesn't see any foul there on the Barcelona player. It's going to come over to Lookman here on the left-hand side. He's let it run. Barca have 5 players back, now 6. Lookman slams it into the shins of Pau Cubarsí and it goes out. And Ferran Torres is now back up to his feet. His complaint was that there was a foul here, but it was actually seemingly the arm flailing there from Johnny Cardoso. A lot has been asked of Cardoso in this game, trying to control the midfield. He hasn't really been on top of things. Just wonder maybe if Diego Simeone will make a change at half-time. Lookman. Over onto the left, we might see a cross in here. Just the one player there, but it's Antoine Griezmann! And he hits the post. The offside flag was already up on the near side. That was very, very close there. We do have VAR at this stage in the competition, as every side still in the Copa del Rey does have the facilities for it. In any case, though, Griezmann hits the woodwork. Has had a chance saved by Joan Garcia as well in this first stanza. Balde. It's over onto the right. Brought outside. This one goes out for yet another corner. Barca must be nearly into double figures now. So Simeone just backing up onto Bernal. Some players waiting on the outskirts of the area as well for Barca. This one goes close towards the near post and actually went behind Bernal, who was inside the 6-yard box. Let he pick this back up, try one down the line, but there's no outlet for Los Colchoneros. And it comes with the territory when you defend with so many players back. And this one run in. Lamine Yamal didn't fancy taking on the defenders. It's played back out by Lamine Yamal. Took a while to get into the game, Lamine Yamal, but when he did, his contributions have been good. Here's Lookman. Was waiting for Julian Alvarez to get himself open. It never really arrived for him. And it was Gerard Martin covering back. He put that into touch. We see it again, Lamine Yamal's cut back for the only goal of the game so far. Bernal unmarked. Griezmann complaining about the defensive organisation from Atletico Madrid. Here comes the attacking contribution from Los Colchoneros. Griezmann wants that. Simeone is forced to back out by Balde. There's a lovely back heel from Griezmann. Giuliano Simeone tries to pick out a player. It was up to Bernal to send that clear. Here comes a run down the left. Once again, a run across. It's confidently taken by Marc Pulbi. Well, Simeone has said it won't be long before Luis de la Fuente, the Spain coach, is calling up Marc Pulbi. Believes he's got a great future ahead of him, the Spanish centre-back. Llorente with a shoulder charge. Referee saw nothing untoward, but it knocks the wind out of Fermin Lopez. A very risky ball under the nose of Lamine Yamal as well. Soon we'll find out how much additional time is going to be played in this first half. Simeone. Well, 3 more minutes to be played for the stoppages we've had. Most notably, that for the injury of Jules Koundé. Here's Rafinha. See him just gritting his teeth to get the better of Cardoso. Rafinha with the strike, it goes into that empty stand behind the goal. He was trying for the top right corner. He couldn't keep the effort down. We are into the first of those 3 minutes of stoppage time. Just see there that Rafinha was trying to bend that around the opposition player as well. Well, slim pickings in terms of shots for Atletico Madrid. They might have another one here. It's a rather agricultural delivery away by João Cancelo. Chested down by Lookman. Here comes Lamine Yamal. Wanted to flick that over the top of the defender. He telegraphed his intentions, though. Alvarez. So frequently linked with a move to Football Club Barcelona, Julian Alvarez. have been on something of a goal drought at the turn of the year. It was a great first season for Julian Alvarez at Atletico Madrid. Here comes Llorente. Llorente's ball across. There's the header. Wide of the mark from Lookman. Well, he's just about due for a goal. We've said he scores every 62 minutes so far in his Atletico Madrid career. He got the better of Cancelo there. Another defender was on the ground, just needed to be nodded home by Lookman, the Nigerian, unable to do so. Final minute of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Ferran Torres wants this in the D with 3 players around him. Could there be a pass to him? It is Torres. Player goes down for Barca, appeal for a penalty. And Musso goes over to have a look at it. It's Pedri who's gone down. Well, let's see if this one has been given or not. Atletico Madrid players protesting. We will have the benefit of a replay. The referee will be able to go to VAR as well. Well, the replay inconclusive there. We'll have a look. It's Pedri. Well, Griezmann seems pretty bemused by it all. Koke as well. Is this going to be checked? In the meantime, Rafinha holds on to the ball. Koke is talking this one over with the ref. Rafinha has scored a couple of penalties so far this season. One in La Liga against Villarreal, and also in the Champions League against FC Copenhagen. So the penalty is given. Rafinha will take. Musso will try and keep out what might be the final kick of the first half. It is Rafinha, short run up from him, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. It's 2-0 to Barca on the stroke of half-time. A second goal just to increase the belief yet further for the Blaugrana. Atleti will claim it's a soft penalty. It is the final kick of the first half. Rafinha's delivery into the net past Musso. It is 2-0 on the night. It is still 4-2 in Atletico Madrid's favour. In the tie, we wait to see what will happen in the second half. Now this one is precariously poised. Half-time score, Barcelona 2, Atletico Madrid 0. The visitors, though, 4-2 up on aggregate. Atletico Madrid are the first side back out for the second half of this Copa del Rey semi-final second leg. They trail 2-0 on the night, but they still have that 4-2 advantage over Football Club Barcelona on aggregate, courtesy of that positive result at the Area Metropolitano. Well, what will the strategy be for them in the second half? The goals scored in the first period by Marc Bernal, and a rather controversial penalty, won by Pedri and tucked in by Rafinha, the captain. Now that's made things maybe a little bit nervous for Atletico Madrid. Just had the two chances, one on goal, and Antoine Griezmann's strike on the turn, and that Juan Garcia was able to save. Well, the Barca players wait in the tunnel for the second half of this game. 45 minutes remain. Hansi Flick gives some instructions to Fermin. I saw him heavily involved in the opening 5 minutes or so and just faded slightly out of the game. And there's also João Cancelo. He had to come on to the right-hand side, having started at left back. The injury to Jules Koundé, meaning Balde came on. And there was a switch of positions for the Portuguese. So Barca will finally come out of the tunnel. There's been around about a 10-minute delay in this second half for getting underway. Barca will be going from left to right in the second period. They were all intensity in the first half. Plenty of high pressing from them, plenty of pressure put on opposition goalkeeper Musso. So second half will start off with Atletico Madrid taking the kickoff. Well, here we go with part two of this game. Just see if Atletico Madrid can use the flanks a little better in the second period. Cleared down the line. Lamine Yamal just waiting for any stray ball. Now Lookman, one of the danger men in the first half, as we said, scores a goal for Atletico Madrid once every 62 minutes. Well, a goal for Atletico Madrid would kill off a bit of the Barca confidence, maybe. Back into the Barca area. Hasn't been much for Juan Garcia to do. He has made that one save, as we said, from Griezmann. A few claims from crosses that have come in. This is Balde on the left-hand side. Kubarsi. Brought forward, that's Gerard Martin, who lets one fly over to the left. Offside flag has stayed down. It's Rafinha, and it's Llorente, the fullback, who got onto the edge of the 6-yard box. He was able to help that clear. Not seen much of Llorente's attacking facet. There's been a whole lot of tracking back for these Atletico Madrid players. Here comes Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal still going. Went down in the box. The referee wasn't feeling charitable on that occasion. Now it's an Atletico Madrid counter-attack. And just hold the ball up there. Llorente again. Well, now he is going into the opposition area. Opportunity to drill that across, and it's held up. There was only Lookman for him to find in the more direct ball. Now Griezmann. Here's Alvarez. Alvarez from the edge of the box. Saved by Joan Garcia, who gets down to his left. Well, it was Julian Alvarez. He sent that one skimming across. Joan Garcia gets down to meet it. And just a suggestion that Atletico Madrid will not be going all-out defensive. Another turn and pass through was Ferran Torres. And he tried to get that series of 1-2s going. Now Lamine Yamal, he's on the right-hand side. Lamine Yamal has two defenders with him. That's Cancelo. Cancelo goes down. We're still to see the first yellow card in this game. And it doesn't come just yet. The referee will establish a precedent at some point. It's not been an ill-tempered game thus far. Did of course have that red card for Eric Garcia in the first leg. Diego Simeone's giving the instructions to his players as to how to defend this free kick. It looks as if Rafinha's going to swing it in. Left-footed delivery from him. Punched away by Musso. Ferran Torres have been attacking that at the near post. Here's another look at Rafinha's delivery in. Just too high for Ferran Torres to connect there. Rafinha. There's Lamine Yamal outside on the right. They are following Lamine Yamal out. He's so dangerous when he's got a couple of meters in which to run at the opposition defence and pick up some pace. He's waiting to go here, stays onside. To go around Lookman, and Lookman goes to ground to deliver that clear. Here's Griezmann. Thought about the pass through to Lookman, couldn't find the angle. For Atletico Madrid, a few complaints that they're taking their time over the throws. They were just buying a few seconds throughout the first half, but maybe not even on the limits of legality. Just doing what you would expect in that position they were in. This game does come a bit too soon for Gavi, who has been training, unlikely to be risked in this game of Hansi Flick. The fixture comes after a long-term absence for the midfield talent. It's very much Bernal's time, and Bernal popping up with the opening goal in the first half from close range. He was unmarked. He's left some space through the middle here. That's Griezmann. Lovely roulette pass from him. Here's Lookman. Tries to get that back across. We're just crowded by the Barca defenders. Down for the Blaugrana. Rafinha just pauses and glances at the referee. Well, if he did think there was a foul there, played the advantage. Back into the defence with Gerard Martin, who in turn searches for Joan Garcia. over the top, looking for Ferran Torres. He's brought that down well under pressure from Pulbi. Goes down in the area. The referee maybe felt he was overly charitable with the penalty in the first half. He gives that one short shrift, but Ferran Torres is still forward. That is deflected out. We're going to have a Barcelona corner from the far side. The referee just looks over at Ferran Torres and says there was nothing in it. It was outside the box in any case. He's trying to win that spot kick, Ferran Torres, which would well and truly put Barca in the driving seat in terms of the momentum. Referee's seen some jostling he does not appreciate in the penalty area. Now taken outside, a little chip over towards the back post. Ferran Torres heads it down. You can hear his scream as he fell to ground. Musso just told to hurry things up. I'll switch this over to the right-hand side, urges his teammates forward. We are coming up to 10 minutes gone in the second period of play. A couple of players being readied maybe for Atlético Madrid. Is that Jimenez who's being warmed up perhaps? Alexander Sørloth is one of those players on the sidelines. Now Lamine Yamal cuts that back. There's the strike, pushed away by Musso. Fermin Lopez had held back. His teammate was obliging with the pass. And Barca keep that impetus going. Comes the corner to the near post. It's Griezmann who has to send it away. Lamine Yamal waits for this outside. Lots of space on the left flank as well. Clever footwork from Cancelo. Comeback could be on here from Barca. Lamine Yamal goes outside, he'll get to the flank, brings that to the back post, it ricochets around, set up for a follow-up strike. There'll be another one here from Bernal. Musso spills, but saves the follow-up. Well, the flag had been raised anyway, but Musso with some heroics. Barca just overloading this Atlético Madrid backline. Lamine Yamal is central to it all. Although we see that Rafinha was in an offside position when that shot was taken by Marc Bernal. Alexander Sørloth is going to come on in a moment. Maybe a plan change on the hour from Diego Simeone. But the big man provides options in hold-up play. Lookman. Lamine Yamal trying to run clear. Alvarez was shadowing him. Decision goes Atletico Madrid's way. Now Simeone is going to make those changes. A double switch from the visiting side. Let's see who comes off. So it looks like Nahuel Molina is going to come on, as well as Sørloth. Just time to find out who the players withdrawn are. Is it going to be Koke? Well, one of those players is Lookman. So no goal for him in tonight's contest. So Sørloth provides that presence up top. Two seasons ago was candidate for top goal scorer in La Liga. Pushed all the way by Artem Dovbyk. He's actually scored 4 goals in one game. So he's, of course, got history of scoring against Barca in the Copa del Rey. Did so last season at the Olímpic Stadium in Montjuic. Offside flag, it goes up against the striker, though. Norway have a healthy situation in terms of strikers. Of course, Erling Haaland. But Sørloth as well. Sven Larsen is also a player who's attracted some headlines recently with his big money move. And Strand Larsen at Celta Vigo previously in La Liga. Here's Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal's really grown into this game. Causes some chaos there with the ball with the outside of his left foot. Little toe poke just catches out the opposition defence. Just when you think you know what he's going to do, Lamine Yamal changes things up. Here's Cancelo. Cancelo goes in on Molina. That's slightly too high, and Simeone is grateful for that to go out. So long ball upfield from Musso. We'll reach the hour here. And it's crunch time in this tie. Real Sociedad and Athletic Club play tomorrow in the other semi-final. Real Sociedad have the advantage in that semi. The first spot will be booked tonight. Will it be in regulation time? Will Barca be able to get a couple more goals? Half an hour in which to do it, but they cannot put a foot wrong. Atletico Madrid will be ready to pounce. I just see they pushed Marcos Llorente a little further forward. He's got a great engine on him. He's an absolute athlete of a player. He has stepped into the midfield, which we saw him play in the first leg. Means that Molina's come on and occupied the position he was in. Alvarez, Griezmann and Sørloth remain on the field of play. Alvarez can, of course, play in all sorts of roles, whether that be on the wing, in the hole as the centre forward. He won't be in that position with Sørloth on the field, but could be part of a front two with Griezmann just behind them. It appears he's playing on the left-hand side for the time being. Miscommunication at the back there by Barca, but they managed to recover. Joan Garcia. Well taken away at the back by Atletico Madrid. Here's Alvarez. Can he find Sørloth with a first-time ball? Decides to pause the play. Resets with A pass to Llorente. It's now with Griezmann. Close control from him. Sørloth still waits, this time by the penalty spot. Defender is touch tight on him. Here's Llorente. That slid through. Well, Sørloth was screaming for that. He was waving his hands wildly. It was slowing coming in his general direction. Here's Alvarez. And another one taken away here. Early delivery over. Doesn't find Griezmann. Simeone able to keep that in. First long spell of possession we've seen for Atletico Madrid in the second half. Here's Griezmann, here's Sørloth. Sørloth turns. It's a very slow turn from him rather than laying it off to Julian Alvarez. And a strike from distance goes wide. That breaks down the move. Nahuel Molina, who's just come onto the field of play, stops the Atletico Madrid attack. It was one of the longest spells of possession that we have seen from the visitors. Marcus Rashford and Dani Olmo are going to come on. Seems as if Fermin has been withdrawn. And also a change to take off Ferran Torres. So a double switch made by Hansi Flick as he rolls the dice. Tries to switch things up in attack for the Blaugrana. The first touch for Bernal is to nod that down. Rashford's opening contribution is to win a corner. There's a groundswell of public opinion that Barca would quite like to keep Marcus Rashford at the end of his loan spell. And Barca closing in on double figures for corners here. Atletico Madrid yet to have their first. Here comes the set piece, played short. And lifted over, too close to Musso. Well, Giuliano Simeone was rushing forward, and Dani Olmo had seen the danger. His first bit of action in the game is to run in front of the goalkeeper, block that ball. He was encroaching into the opposition penalty area, so a booking for Olmo. Referee had little choice there. Well, taken by Joan Garcia, and was able to drop that before he stepped out of the penalty area. But it was touch and go for a moment. Here's Olmo. Olmo has Rashford there. It's intercepted by the outstretched leg of Molina. And the Barca fans and players are appealing for a back pass. It is not given. Well, two incidents involving goalkeepers either end. And potential infractions of the rules. And there we see that Pedri was just arguing about that back pass appeal. Meanwhile, Julian Alvarez is down for Atletico Madrid. Tripped up by his one-time Manchester City teammate, João Cancelo. Here's another look as that extra touch that would have been made would have been a back pass. Counts just as an interception from Molina. Musso. Rashford. Played it out to play off Giuliano Simeone. 2 balls put on the field. Maybe just an attempt to run down the clock a little further from Atletico Madrid, stop the game and prevent Barca from picking up further momentum. No goals so far in the second half. A change is being prepared for Atletico Madrid. That's coming up imminently. About to bring on the quarterback, Alex Baena. And Baena will replace Julian Alvarez. We'll see if that substitution is through injury or just a question of a tactical change. But Baena comes on, he'll play in a different role to Alvarez. Well, he's able to go off of his own accord. Alvarez replaced. Baena comes on, the one-time Villarreal player. Very talented passer of the ball. He'll be able to pick out any deliveries upfield that Sørloth might require. Well, it looks as if a change is going to be required from Barca as well. It's that Balde who's going off injured. Player who himself came on for the injured Jules Koundé in the first half. It's going to be replaced. It's Ronald Araujo who's been called over. Well, Balde covers his face. A few tears might be shed from him. Balde withdrawn. Well, Araujo just questioning if it is him who's meant to be coming on, because there's another Barca player who's been warmed up. A little bit chaotic. It seems as if Pedri's going to be withdrawn, maybe. Well, Hansi Flick has brought these players over. Well, is Araujo going to come on? Is it going to be Casado who's brought on? Araujo in for Balde. He's handed the captain's armband. And Casado will have to wait his turn. So Pedri is going to stay on. Whether he went across to explain a potential injury or not. And that's what Hansi Flick was checking. He got Casado ready. And Pedri says that he's okay to carry on. Well, a few of these Barca players walking wounded. Play stretched over to the left-hand side. Headed over to the back post. Barca get their 10th corner of the game. Araujo's first contribution is to rally the fans. Corner taken short to Lamine Yamal. It's out here to Cancelo. Cancelo's delivering an interesting angle. Barca has scored again. Just a single goal in it now, with under 20 minutes to go. (3-0) to Barca. 3-4 on aggregate. What a grandstand finale lies ahead at the Camp Nou, which has erupted in delight. It's Marc Bernal, it seems, with his second goal. Great angle for the delivery from Cancelo. And Bernal connects exquisitely to beat Musso. Well, if they weren't nervous before, they will be now, Atletico Madrid. Because Barca are pushing them right to the limit. Araujo was waiting for it, that ball to bounce through to him. Bernal, once again, almost unmarked. And the goal is good after a brief check of VAR. (3-4) the aggregate score. Well, this night could go long. We're around about 20 minutes away from 11 o'clock local time. There is just over a quarter of an hour remaining in this game, and Atletico Madrid need to do something to curtail this Barca momentum. Whether that be holding on to the ball, whether that be pushing forward and scoring a goal of their own. They cannot let Barca keep taking this game by the scruff of the neck. That's allowed to run across to João Garcia. Now long ball over, looking for Rashford. Lets that go over his shoulder. Rashford. Well, that's a little slice back. Well, that won't help confidence any for the Atletico Madrid back line. Musso kicks that into touch because we've got a player down. Is that Giuliano Simeone? It is. Holding his hip. Barca used the opportunity to call players over. The physios are requested to come on for Atletico Madrid, and now Pedri's just talking to the assistant coach. Now we'll get another change for Atletico Madrid in just a moment. We will see Giménez coming on. And what is going to be a change in the back line. Simeone wants to make that change now. So here we go, Giuliano Simeone. Waits for permission to come onto the field. He will have to vacate over on the far side. Giménez is brought on. And Giuliano Simeone is limping away, having taken that knock to his hip. So Giménez steps in and immediately goes over to the far side. Olmo. Bernal with 2 goals, Rafinha with the other from the penalty spot. He has given a whole lot of belief to the Blaugrana. Next up for Barca, they take on Athletic Club on Saturday. Another team who are in action in the Copa del Rey tomorrow at the Real Arena against Real Sociedad. Then they play Newcastle United. That game at St James's Park on Tyneside. We're getting to crunch time in the competitions now. Atlético Madrid's upcoming fixtures no easier. They take on, curiously enough, Real Sociedad. That's followed by Tottenham's visit to the Riyadh Metropolitano next Tuesday. Played out to Rafinha. He's got Lamine Yamal outside him. He's got Araujo through the centre. We've seen Araujo playing at centre forward at times as the target man. And he stayed forward here. Like so many good centre-backs, he started out his career as a striker, Ronald Araujo, before gradually being moved further and further back. Has got an eye for a finish. He's got plenty of height to him as well, Araujo. He's hit high by Llorente. He's caught by Dani Olmo. One of those that both players are entitled to go for. Long over to the right. Diego Simeone on the sidelines, or even on the pitch, he's stepped on by a pace or so. Absolutely beside himself, appealing every decision that goes against the visiting side. Lamine Yamal with a quick throw. To the left. Oh, here's Rashford. Outside by Rashford. That floats over, may very well have gone out of play. It's back with Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal goes down. Referee tells him to get back up. No penalty on that occasion. Rafinha with the body check on the defender. He swings one in. It was looking for Ronald Araujo. It's brought down by Bernal. Bernal on course for a hat-trick. He won't get it there. He snatches at a shot that flies wide. Well, there we see the penalty appeal. Lamine Yamal claiming the hand of Baena was pulling him back. Wasn't much of a case for the Barca youngster. He's had a pivotal role in this game. It was Griezmann trying to find Alexander Sørloth. On the left once again with Rashford. Arsenal will be concerned at the condition of Jules Koundé and Alejandro Balde, of course. Two players who've both gone off injured in this game. Leaves them with something of a conundrum in defence. Here's Rafinha, brings that one over. It didn't look confident at all from Musso as he hesitated. Ball to the back post, too long for Rafinha. Well, the ball boys very quickly give the ball to Musso, but he's not going to hurry things up any more than required. He looked very shaky there, though, as it was clipped over. Molina helps him out with the smash away from Rafinha. Well, Barca were outclassed in the first leg. They've responded so well in the second. They are pushing Atletico Madrid all the way. And they might yet push this one further than required. It was Cancelo who went down. So just a little bit of time. Barca throwing everything they have forward. The substitutions have all been attacking from Hansi Flick. They have never let up. There's just been a couple of spells of possession to any long extent from Atleti. It's another run by Lamine Yamal. He does so well at turning on defenders, shaking them off with his hip movement. Barca have another corner which they play short. Played back, two players queuing up for it. Referee was in the way there. It's come to Dani Olmo, tries to bring it to the back post. And now it's come to Griezmann. Can he tap it through? Well played there, covering back by Gerard Martin. Cancelo. Araujo waits for a cross in. So did Dani Olmo. Neither player can get to it. It's a toe poke into touch. Well, how much stoppage time will we have? You'd expect it will be longer than 5 minutes. The various pauses in play for injuries and substitutions. It's Cancelo. That's driven away. It's a long, long kick over, trying to beat Joan Garcia. If nothing else, it allows Atletico Madrid an opportunity to move forward and not defend quite so deep. And there's a line of 5 attackers for Barcelona. Rafinha's kept that in play. Tries to make his way through. It's cleared towards Sherlock, but again headed by Gerard Martin. Gimenez and Araujo, the two Uruguayans, getting into it. This is played low, a sliced clearance out for the latest corner kick. Barca have some height here on the corner. One of the taller players, Sherlock, connected with that. Araujo not content with just the corner kick being given, appealed for a penalty as well. It's out to Lamine Yamal, who fluffs his lines there from outside the area. First time we've seen him drift over to the left in the second half and line himself up for a shot, because so much of his good work has been here, cutting in from the right channel. Some delightful passes played by him. Musso goes across the halfway line. Olmo was challenging for it. Gerard Martin as well. Lamine Yamal has a look. Goes outside on Ruggeri. It's been a torrid time for Ruggeri in the second half against Cancelo and Lamine Yamal, and that one nearly turned into his own net by Gimenez, by Hanchko rather. Plenty of encouragement given by the fans. Barca want more, and they want another goal here. There's the header away from the near post before Araujo could get to it. Long throw to the edge of the 6-yard box. Nobody there to meet it, but Antoine Griezmann. Well, in around about a minute and a half's time, we'll be looking over at the fourth official to see how much stoppage time is going to be given. For Atletico Madrid, it's going to be a case of holding on here, because Barca are throwing everything but the kitchen sink at them. Well, Diego Simeone is on the field of play. This goes over to the far side, and there's a strike over the top. Gerard Martin side-footing that curling effort over the crossbar. Wasn't too far away there. Cancelo. Araujo, furthest player forward, has barely been back into his own half. Runs across the line. He will show for it soon enough. Dani Olmo finds Rafinha. So much attacking talent on display from Football Club Barcelona. And there's a leap for the ball, another appeal for a penalty. And the referee says no dice. We see the replay. It was Ruggeri just watching that one. So how much time to be added on? 6 additional minutes to be played at the Camp Nou. Six minutes for Atletico Madrid to hold on and book their place in the final of the Copa del Rey. Six minutes for Barca to conjure up something special. They've had a steady stream of goals. 3 so far, but they need a 4th. Here's Lamine Yamal. Diego Simeone, an absolute fit on the sidelines. Lamine Yamal cannot stab that one through. Here's Griezmann. Finds his teammate. It's a diagonal run away. And now a question of pace. Towards the box. Clean challenge. Pau Cubarsí does a good job there. Juan Garcia ruffles his hair a bit, gives him a shove, because that was a key moment. Barca have another corner. There's the option to play this short and to play it quickly. Time is of the essence. How long before Juan Garcia goes forward? And towards the near stick, there's the header away. Little run around. And then that one held up. Lamine Yamal was drawn into the trap. He commits the foul, and Atletico Madrid will be in no hurry to take this free kick. And there's a convenient bit of cramp from Alex Baena, it seems. So Atletico Madrid do go forward rather than inviting the Barca press on. But almost inevitably, Barca get back onto the ball. Here's Pedri. Little header back, keeps possession for Barca. Diego Simeone urges Sørloth to track back. It's all hands on deck for Atletico Madrid. There's a poor pass, and Sørloth has the opportunity to hold on to the ball here. Sørloth might have a strike. Alexander Sørloth, it's off target! Into the stands. As Sørloth was just biding his time, looking to see if any of his teammates could hold on to the ball and run down the clock. Decided a shot was the best option, and fails to strike the killer blow. Well, a throw-in given to Barca, slightly controversially. They go forward. Araujo waiting on the line. The defence get touch tight on him. Dani Olmo picks up a position inside the box. That's flicked over by Rafinha. Rafinha knots it on. It's with Dani Olmo. Lamine Yamal, curling shot from him goes wide. Did not swerve enough to go inside the far post. Over by Musso. It will be back with Barca again. Araujo constantly calling for it as the furthest man upfield. Pedri, a rare dispossession of Pedri. It doesn't help Barca any, neither will this stoppage. Sørloth helps up Marc Bernal, scorer of 2 goals tonight. And obviously Baena, recipient of a yellow card. Ball played through, doesn't quite find its way through from Dani Olmo. Sørloth wants this. Joan Garcia's off his line. Is Sørloth going to try and finish? He has that just taken away from him by Gerard Martin. Now Bernal finds Rafinha. Rafinha fails to control first time around. Here's Lamine Yamal. Maybe another run is in store from Lamine Yamal. It's blocked. Llorente nods it to Antoine Griezmann, and we're into the final minute of stoppage time. It's a delicate clip down the line to Llorente. Llorente tries to hold on to it, outnumbered 3-1. Offside flag goes up against Ruggeri. And there is just time for one more chance for Barca. It's Olmo. It's Araujo. It's chased after by Pubi, who launches it into the advertising hoardings. Atletico Madrid players calling for the final whistle. Ready to celebrate. Qualification for the final of the Copa del Rey. And victory does go to Atletico Madrid. Barcelona win the battle, Atletico Madrid win the war, because the aggregate score of 4-3 in Atleti's favour is enough to see them through to the final. They book their place at La Cartuja. Meanwhile, Barca eliminated from this competition. They've won more than anyone else. We await to see tomorrow who the second team in the final will be, either Real Sociedad or Athletic Club. But an exhausting effort from Atletico Madrid sees them progress. They knew that they were going to have it tough. They knew that Barca, with an early goal, would start to believe. 2 goals from Bernal, 1 from Rafinha. I mean, it's so close, yet so far for Barca. Musso beaten on 3 occasions. It got a little bit nervy at times. That they were able to hold on. Late on, Barca were pushing and pushing and pushing for goal number 4. Well, Lamine Yamal exits down the tunnel. He put in a tireless shift in the second half, making run after run inside from the right. He was creating and creating. Barca unable to bury that fourth goal. And they exit the cup. They did have a run of games against lower division opposition to get this far, Barca. It is one of the toughest sides in Spain, Atlético Madrid, who proved to be their undoing. And some of the away section making some noise, and they're applauded by the Atlético Madrid players. Griezmann calls them over, his teammates. And we will perhaps hear from a couple of the players involved in this game to hear their reactions. It has been an exhausting effort from both sides in a thrilling game. Hansi Flick heads back down the tunnel as Barca players will join him shortly. Some of them just acknowledging the home supporters. Game has come with some casualties as well, with the injuries to, first of all, Jules Koundé and then Alejandro Balde. And further defensive woes in terms of the injury crisis for the Blaugrana. Well, we are going to hear from one of the Atlético Madrid players, perhaps. Will it maybe be Koke, the captain? Diego Simeone, he normally runs down the tunnel, he savours this one. A defeat that turns out to be a victory. As Atlético Madrid advance in the cup, we're going to hear from Musso, it seems, the Atlético Madrid goalkeeper. Well, an exhausting night for Diego Simeone as well. He was frantic on the sidelines and beyond, even stepping onto the pitch on a series of occasions. Such a difficult scoreline to manage. Had that advantage, but knew that they could not rest on their laurels. Atlético Madrid, they do just about enough tonight to advance to the final. Well, Musso has been talking to several journalists. We've got Rafinha down there as well. We'll see whether we will be able to connect. We're in the final, which is the important thing. We knew that it could get difficult for us. They're one of the best teams in the world. But we got through. We didn't think of anything after the third goal. We're just thinking about defending and giving everything. We always try and help our teammates out. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but bubble when you're playing against Barca at the Camp Nou, it's understandable that you'll be defending, but the confidence is always at the utmost for Atlético Madrid. We're going to the final, we're going to give everything, and we're going to try and get the Copa del Rey. Those are the words of the Atlético Madrid goalkeeper Musa. We're going to hear as well from Rafinha, the Barca captain.